All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. We got a couple minutes before we're actually going to start. So settle in, welcome, and thanks for joining me. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thanks for the notes. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Kara, John, Marna. So, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I am Dr. Debbie Pates, and this is a long-standing between the UCCS Wellness Center and the Gallery for Contemporary Arts. And usually we have the privilege of doing this yoga class in the gallery on campus, but since campus is closed, we've taken it virtual. And as those of you who were here last week may know, I'm still working out the glitches. So I did, yes, I have a question here. Did you do a class Monday night? I did, and I was trying to, that was kind of a test run to make sure that my would work better, and I hope it does. I think it did. If, however, this gets glitchy like last week did, you just turn this off. Excuse me, don't panic. And you can go to other yoga on my Facebook page, Dr. Debbie Pates. I have a YouTube channel with a number of videos recorded there. Or once you're on YouTube, you could probably Google and find yoga. But anyway, if you set this hour aside, please don't let any possible technical glitches prevent you from doing it. So that said, let's get started. And I'm actually going to incorporate some of the stuff that I did on Monday night. So if you did find that and do it, some of this is going to look familiar. And some of the things that we're going to do, I'm going to make sure I have my handy dandy phone, aka timer, and it's on silent, good. Some holds, some flowing, and some holding. So I invite you to start the practice in a restorative child's pose. bringing your hands alongside your body, your knees and your feet together, and then round, and let your forehead come onto the ground. And this is our very first timed posture. I'm not going to sit in it because then you won't be able to hear me talk, but we're going to hold this for 2 minutes. And as you settle into this posture, feel your shoulders begin to round. And let your arms get heavy, your upper arms. Let your head rest on the earth. And don't worry about how high your hips are. But let your head rest. And if it's too uncomfortable for you to have your head on the ground, then maybe stack your hands or one fist on top of the other and let your head rest on that. Maybe on a block or a towel. But let your head rest. And notice how safe this posture feels. And I'm talking specifically about this restorative child's pose, which is also called seed pose. Right? And the seed, there's all of this life inside of it, but it's in its hard little case. And it's protected. And right here, you have your own kind of cave. You can feel and hear your breath pretty strongly in this posture. And I invite you to begin to cultivate curiosity and kindness toward yourself and toward your breath. If we're wearing, a lot of us when we go out, right, we're wearing masks. Some stores are mandating them now. And we feel our breath very close, and there may be some anxiety and discomfort around that. So I invite you now, kind of like a tortoise in your shell, to feel grateful for your breath rather than afraid of it or confined by it. And now begin to move from restorative child's pose into extended child's pose. So take your knees and widen them. Keep your feet touching, or you can, if your feet are apart, you're actually moving a little bit more into something called frog pose, which maybe we'll do later. But extend your hands out in front of you. And again, 2 minutes here. Let your head rest. And notice that this is a much more open posture, right? It's still a prone posture. But you don't feel your breath as much, and there's a lot more space. You're not as curled up tightly, right? You're beginning to open. And I invite you to just explore the difference and how that's impacting you. Doesn't have to be a big impact, right? Tuning into the subtleness of the postures. And please, again, letting your head rest. So it's really important, right? Sometimes when we come to a yoga practice and we want to get these benefits of relaxation, of moving meditation. But when you are pushing harder than your body wants to, and sometimes that's even by kind of holding your neck in that upright position, then instead of getting the benefits of relaxation, your body goes more into kind of a fight or flight response, which is exactly the opposite of what we're wanting to cultivate here. So dropping and feeling the difference in the energy flow, even though it's just a subtle shift from one version of child's pose to another. And exploring what it's like to shift. I think we all, probably our world are shifting or not shifting, or what we know is shifting a lot more than we're comfortable with. Right? Last week it was, are we going to go back to work on May 15th? And now this week, as of a memo we got at the beginning of the week, no, we're not. Right? And so we begin to explore shifting and how well we do with shifting. And now let's shift another 2-minute posture, but this is not a static one. Hands and knees. And start to move into cat-cows. Work with your breath. And so a standard cat-cow is inhale, drop your stomach, lift your gaze and your tailbone, and then on your exhale, that tucking your chin, tucking your tail, tucking your navel to your spine, pushing up through your shoulder blades, and then reversing that on your inhale. But maybe you want to just move right into listening to your body, any other movements that are feeling compelling to you, feeling attractive to you. Go ahead and give them a try. Moving side to side. Keeping on breathing, letting the breath be a guide. But I want to say more than a guide. I think letting the breath be the barometer of the postures, maybe making the postures as long as your breath, or just remembering to breathe. Tap your toes on the floor if that feels good to you. Sometimes when I invite people to do certain things in class, for example, that one, a lot of people don't do it. And I think there's some element of self-consciousness, right? So you're at home, you're alone, try to step out of that and try to really explore things that maybe you don't feel quite as comfortable exploring when you're in a room with other people, right? Of course, ideally, we're not looking at each other or paying attention to each other in a yoga class, but reality being what it is, that's not always the case. And that's 2 minutes, from child, hands and knees position, tuck your toes, and come on into downward facing dog. And so we're going to hold this as well for 2 minutes. And for the first minute, move as much as you want. And then I'm going to challenge you to stillness in the second minute. So bending one knee and letting the opposite heel sink. Sides, maybe playing around with the weight in your hands, right? So you do want to have the weight ultimately in the thumb and pointer finger side of your hand, but maybe, you roll a little bit, see how it feels. Maybe drop your heels and your hips to the left and feel a stretch through the sides of your body. And then come on center and drop your heels and your hips to the right. Feeling a different stretch, coming down as low as you want, which might not be very low at all. And then we're about a minute here. So perhaps for this next minute of downward facing, you try to find stillness. And that means try. You may not. Letting the vinyasa continue with your breath, but perhaps challenging your body to be still in this strong but also restful, perhaps, posture. Really tapping into your breath. And when it gets hard, 30 more seconds hard, when it gets hard, using the breath to help you. In Kundalini Yoga, they do postures over and over again for like 11 minutes, and it gets really hard. And one of my Kundalini teachers, Gurmukh, says, when it gets hard, when you want to give up, turn it into a prayer. Take a bunch of baby steps and walk to the top of your mat. The hanging ragdoll, we're not going to hold this for 2 minutes because that's a pretty long time to be holding upside down. But maybe just sway back and forth. Let's release the shoulders from that down dog. So have your feet hip width distance. Clasp your hands behind your back. Soften your knees if they're not soft already, if you need to. And lift your hands off your back. Feeling a stretch through the fronts of your shoulders. And in fact, let's take this a little deeper. Bend your left knee, pull your hands over to the left, and look up over your right shoulder. Keep your stomach engaged here especially, but let your stomach lift you a little bit up and over, and then come on, switch sides, bend your right knee, straighten-ish your left knee, pull your hands to the right, and look over your left shoulder, engaging your core to lift you a little bit, and then release. And let's flow. Let's move through sun salutations. Inhale, halfway lift. Push your hands into your shins and lengthen your spine. Put your shoulder blades on your back, lengthen again. Crown of your head moving forward, your hips moving back. And then forward fold. Take it down. Sweep your arms up. Rise with flat back. Bring your hands together overhead. And pull you in to your heart. Pause a moment. Feel your heart beating into your thumbs on your sternum. Be aware of what you're feeling right now, right? Just whatever came up. Is there a wave of any emotion? Or maybe just a feeling of calmness? I don't know what is going on for you, but you can if you tune in, and I'm inviting you to do that right now. And then let's flow. And having tuned in, work with that. Whatever came up for you, recognize that it's there and allow that to also be part of how you judge what's going to come next for you. Within these postures, sun A, inhale your arms up. Maybe here, squeeze your shoulder blades together and open up your heart. Wiggle a little bit. If it feels good, lift up through your ribs. Notice how you might be crunching in your low back. And then lift your arms back up toward the sky and forward fold. Either hands through heart center or swan dive. Halfway lift, flat back again. Put your hands under your shoulders and step back, high plank. So before we flow, we're going to hold high plank for 2 minutes, okay? I know I'm futzing around and you're holding it right now, so I'll give you a 10-second break there. So we're going to hold high plank, 2 minutes. Try to stay steady in the posture. You can always drop your knees. You can always shift your hand position. Whatever it is that you're doing, please breathe. And try to keep the integrity of the posture. Right? So when we were in child's pose, I was talking about resting your head so that you don't send a message of panic through your body. And in this posture, we're not resting the head. In fact, your neck is engaged to keep your head in line with the rest of your spine. But you can breathe. And if you are starting to get, oh my God, or reactive in any other way, please drop your knees. You can come out of the posture and then come back into it. This is a challenge to your calmness. This isn't a contest you're going to win by gritting your teeth and bearing it. In fact, that's sort of how you undo the benefits of yoga. See if you can reach the crown of your head forward and push your heels back. See if you can deepen your breath. Breathing into your shoulder blades, breathing into your back. Breathe. Maybe even sighing it out through your mouth. You can come down on your forearms if that feels better to you. I should have said that a while ago, but hopefully you've been making whatever adjustments work for you, and that's 2 minutes. Drop your knees and come on into an extended child's pose, Anahatasana. So your hips are above your knees. Your arms are outstretched. Let your head rest. I'm not letting my voice gets a little bit more muffled. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then from extended child's pose, slither forward onto your belly. Untuck your toes and bring your arms alongside your body. We'll do some heart openers here. And don't freak out. We're not going to hold these. Strengthening the upper back. We're going to start with locust pose. So when you're ready on an inhale, lift everything. Try to keep your head down though, right? You're not lifting. You can lift your gaze, perhaps, but keep your neck in line. And think about first getting length. So heels or toes reaching back, arms reaching back, also crown of head reaching forward, and then lift up. So we're holding a little bit, not 2 minutes. Breathe, breathe, and then release. Turn your head to one side and bring your hands, your arms alongside your body, palms facing up. Maybe rock your hips left to right a little bit if that feels good. And these back bends are coming a little bit earlier in the class. So go to the degree that's appropriate for you today, right now. Come on back to center, bow pose. Reach back and grab your feet or your ankles. And then again, on an inhale, kick. And play, explore. Let the weight of your feet in your hands open up your shoulders. Let your breath maybe rock you back and forth as you breathe in and out. And then release. Arms alongside your body, palms up. Turn your head the opposite direction. And feel your body breathing against the floor. Your heart beating. Your stomach rising and falling. The rest of your body rising and falling as well. With your breath, being grateful for long, deep breathing. And then bring your forehead or chin back to center. Bring your hands in, up dog or cobra, or bring your hands into cobra position. So elbows tucked in by your sides, thumbs roughly in line with armpits, and then hug your elbows in, roll your shoulders up, back, and down, keep your toes untucked. Try to keep your lower body soft. In fact, roll your feet so that your pinky toes are on the ground. Okay, pinky toes touching the ground. Keep them there. And come on up to cobra. Try to keep your lower body soft. And try to honestly keep your pinky toes there. It's really challenging. And come on down. Tuck your toes where they are. Push up. High plank position. Lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Look in between your hands. And step, hop, jump to the top of your space. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Sweep your arms out. Rise up with a flat back. Bring your hands together overhead. And pull your energy into your heart. Inhale. We'll flow it this time. Forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Hands down, step back, high plank. Inhale here in high plank. And then lower your choice, either halfway or all the way down, chaturanga, or laying on the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, lift hips, downward facing dog. And take a breath in and out. Look in between your hands and step, top of your lift. 2 more times, Sunny. Fold, rise up. Bring your hands overhead, palms together into your heart. Inhale your arms up. Forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Forward fold, high plank, inhale, exhale, lower. Up dog is an inhale, down dog is an exhale. Breathe in and out, looking between your space, in between your hands, and step to the top of your space. Halfway lift, lengthen, fold, rise up. And then one more time here, bring your hands together overhead. Pull it into your heart. I meant one more time for a sun A, and do it on your own. Make your way to downward facing dog, and we'll meet there. Maybe slowing down your movements. Maybe you're really exploring moving with your own breath when I'm not cueing you. And then in downward facing dog, lift up your right leg, bend your knee, open up your hip and make circles. And then switch sides, put your right leg down, lift your left leg. Bend your knee, open up your hip and make some circles. Let it feel good, opening up in the front side of your body, opening up through your hips. And then put your left leg down, look in between your hands, and make your way to the top of your space. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees, and rise to Utkatasana chair. We're not, I promise you, going to hold this for 2 minutes, but we are going to hold it for a little bit. In fact, I will time it. So what I want you to do is think about if, which we're not, I promise you, if we were going to hold this for 2 minutes, hold this for an hour, what would you need to do to make this posture more bearable? So would it be shifting an arm position? Would it be bending more deeply? Would it be straightening your legs or lifting your torso or engaging your stomach muscles? Would it be tapping in again to, oh yeah, that's right, I want to remember to breathe. But see how you're showing up right now. See if you're saying, you know, blah, 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 Debbie, this is your fault, you're ruining my day. Okay, I'm not intentionally doing it. See how you're showing up in this posture. And can you step out of reactivity into calmness? Fold, fold. Straighten your legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Flow through sun deep. Put your hands down. Step back to high plank. Lower halfway or all the way. Inhale. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Step it through. Low lunge. Spin your back foot flat. Rise. Warrior one. Open. Warrior two. Reach forward. Take extended side angle. Have your bicep by your ear. Palm facing the floor. Reach. I'm going to have my back to you guys. More for you being able to hear. Reach here. Reach from the outer edge of your left foot all the way through your left hand. Fingertips active here. And think about using your hand on your bottom leg here, wherever it is, to help open your upper body, finding some freedom in your upper body. Reach, reach, reach. Check in with your knee. Keep the bend. Reverse your warrior. Left arm down on your left leg or maybe behind your back. Right arm reaching back as your knee continues to reach forward. And as you keep the breath flowing, inhale, reach back and make your way down. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog into downward facing dog. And from down dog, lift your left leg up. Bend your knee, bring it through, low lunge. Spin your right foot flat. Warrior one. Open. Warrior two. reach, extended side angle. Right bicep by your ear. Right fingertips reaching away from the edge of your right foot. Left arm helping you roll open. And you can even push out your knee toward the pinky side as you roll open. So lots of opposing movements, right? Stretching in one direction, reaching up and grounding. Connect with your knee, reverse your warrior. So connect with your knee, keep your knee bent, is what I mean. And maybe you look down at your right foot, or maybe you look up at your left hand, or maybe you look somewhere in between. Keep your neck happy, right? Don't sacrifice your neck for the pose. Reach back and take it down. Step back, high plank, lower chaturanga, upward facing or cobra, downward facing dog. And breathe. Let's flow through that one more time right from here. Lift your right leg up, bring it through, low lunge. Rise, warrior one. Open, warrior two. Reach, extended side angle. Take it back, reverse. Oh, and bring it down. Chaturanga. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift your left leg. Low lunge. Warrior one. Warrior two. Reach. Extend. Reverse. And back to down dog. Moving either through the vinyasa or just lifting your hips. Whatever feels right to you today. Then look in between your hands and come to the top of your space. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring your hands together and bring your hands to your heart. Inhale your arms up. Grab your left wrist with your right hand, reach up and over. Pull. Side stretch again. I say again if you did one when we were holding down dog. Come on up, inhale, switch sides, and exhale down, opposite side. Trying to keep your chest open, right? So thinking about spinning your chest toward the sky rather than the ground. And then come on up, separate your hands, chair again. And let's do eagle pose. Right arm under, right leg up and over. You're going to squeeze your thighs together. Your knees on top of, one knee's on top of the other. Maybe lift your elbows so that your elbows are in line with your shoulders. Maybe move your palms away from your face. Maybe sink down a little bit lower. So maybe like me, you have your toes on the ground on the outside of your left foot, or maybe you can wind your foot behind your calf if you have that flexibility. Inhale, reach up, stand up, chair, switch sides. Left arm under, left leg up and over. And if you guys, it's hard for you to clasp your hands, then simply sit shoulder. And breathe. Balance is moving target. Bring your elbows up and your hands away from your face, maybe. Right? And so, I think I said this before, but that release here. Come on up, I'll finish that in a sec. Bring your hands overhead and bring your hands to your heart. Let's take tree pose. And we will hold this posture for a minute on each side. So shift your weight into one side and lift your opposite foot up. Maybe you keep your toes on the ground. Maybe sole of the foot on the ankle, sole of your foot on your ankle, or maybe all the way up to your inner thigh. But wherever you are in this posture, it's a hip opener. It's not a very deep hip opener. Take whatever hand position you like. But you want your knee going out so that your hips are in a more open position. Balance, right. So, we're halfway through this, by the way. I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that when our lives are out of balance, we have a harder time in balancing postures. So I generally have a hard time in balancing postures. Maybe that means my life's always out of balance, or could mean something different. But if you're struggling in postures that you're not normally struggling in, release. Maybe that's part of it. Switch sides. Tree on the opposite side. Maybe we're working really hard to find balance in our lives. And that's reflected in these postures. Maybe, I don't know. Wherever you are, breathe. And maybe gazing at one steady, unmoving point. Arm position, shift it if you feel like it. Please keep breathing. Saluting our beautiful trees as they begin to bud. Even the scrub oak is starting to give it up and have some leaves. Even as we, 10 seconds here, I'll finish that in a minute here. And release. Step to the top of your space. Inhale your arms up. Utkatasana, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen, inhale. Fold, step back, high plank, lower chaturanga or the earth. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up into the air. Shift forward, shoulders over your wrists. And bring your right knee across to the left elbow. Or toward the left elbow, right? And then come on back up. Shift forward again. Bring your knee down the center. Curl. Knee to forehead. Bring your leg back up. Bring your right elbow to your right knee to your right elbow. And then put your foot down on the outside of your right foot. We're going to move into runner's lunge. So you could stay right here. More active runner's lunge. You can drop your back knee and untuck your back toes. And then if you can, begin to come down. Maybe you want to scoot your foot forward a little bit. Maybe you have room to come down on your forearms. Maybe you can lay all the way down. Maybe you just want to stay here. And breathe. And this is going to be another 2-minute one. So I should have grabbed my clock, but breathe. Allowing the time for your body to soften and open. So we keep the news changing. And should we wear masks or shouldn't we wear masks? Is there a COVID cure or is there not a COVID cure? Is the curve flattening? Well, certainly in some places it is, but then you hear it's spiking in other places. And all of this, right, unknown. And it can be very scary, and also life is going on. So you may be getting other input, good or bad. But I want you to also realize or remember, look out the window. Look at the trees. Look at the earth getting green, and the sky being beautiful and blue, and trees budding, and even some flowers coming up. And find gratitude for that even in the midst of this uncertainty, we still have a beautiful world. But spring is still happening. And like the trees and the plants renewing themselves, we can always be renewing ourselves, partly by, practicing yoga, practicing gratitude, practicing being present. It's 2 minutes. Come on up to your hands, scoot your foot back in towards center, and we're going to, for 1 minute, Ardha Hanumanasana half splits. So shift your hips back, straighten or straighten-ish your front leg here, and walk your hands, engage your stomach anytime you're bending over, especially here. Flex your right foot, your front foot, and walk your hands toward the front foot and breathe. Opening up through your hip flex, not your hip flexors, your hamstrings. Maybe feeling this in your glutes. If you want, right? You can always rebend your knee. And then begin to rebend your front knee and tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Rise to crescent. Bring your hands into your heart and twist. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. And you can also do this, of course, with your back knee on the ground. Knee into elbow, elbow back into knee, top hand into bottom hand. Your knee is up in the back, honoring the factor of balance in this pose. And then come on back up. Crescent lunge. Put your hands down, step back, high plank, or right into downward facing dog. And pause in down dog and feel the difference. If you notice anything different from one side of your body to the other right now. It could be an openness, it could be a fatigue level. It could just be nothing. I don't notice a difference. But honor whatever it is that you're feeling. Bring awareness to it. And then lift your left leg up, let your right heel sink down a little bit. Ooh, feeling an opening in the back of your right calf. Shift your shoulders forward, left knee to right elbow. Shift back, leg back up. Shift your shoulders forward, bring your knee down. Arch your spine, forehead and knee toward each other. Come on back up. And then shift forward again. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your left knee. I said it the same way, backward. And then unbend put your foot down on the outside of your left foot. Put your left foot on the outside of your left hand. Suddenly I lost it for a minute here. And runner's lunge for 2 minutes on the clock right now. So if you want to drop your back knee, scoot your foot up toward the left corner of your mat and sink down. So again, maybe forearms, maybe laying flat on the ground, or maybe just staying upright. Breathe. Notice what comes up. Any thoughts that you're having. And try to allow this moment to be meditative for you, right? So, as part of our moving meditation, right now we're in stillness, obviously. As the thoughts come up, we acknowledge them, but we try to let them go. Right? Continue as clouds do across the sky, just floating away. Some people like the analogy, the image of a balloon releasing into the sky, although I guess that's not very politically correct anymore because of balloons being polluting, but if the image works for you, try not to get too caught up in that. Noticing your thoughts and recognizing that thoughts are just thoughts. You don't have to act on them necessarily. Keeping the breath deep, letting your body soften and open. And then begin to come up onto your hands if you were on your forearms or on the ground, and shift back into half splits. So bring your hips over, well, you don't have to bring your hips over your knee, but shift your hips back and straighten your left leg. 1 minute here on the clock already. Flex your left toes. Engage your stomach and walk your hands toward your left foot. So that what we're doing is lengthening as much as we possibly can. Lengthening the back of our leg, lengthening our spine, lengthening our breath, lengthening our tolerance. Right? We practice this though. So if you need to come out early, okay. And can you, if you do need to come out early, practice kindness? That you did it because it felt right to you, not because you gave up or you're a loser. Try to notice when those kind of thoughts come up for you. And check in with, how does that serve me to tell myself those mean things? Rebend your left knee. Come on forward, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee. And step back, high plank. Chaturanga. Oops, I forgot something, up dog. Just come into, step your left knee back again, come into crescent, and we're gonna go. So left knee forward, crescent, right knee on or off your mat, and bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Breathe. Notice if your right hip is sinking down a little bit, if your knee is up. Maybe lift your hip up a little bit. Knee into elbow, elbow into knee. And now you guys untwist, make your way to downward facing dog. Sorry about that. And let's check the time. Okay, good. One more standing sequence here. Lift your right leg up. Bend your knee, bring it through, low lunge, and just go around. Back foot flat. Rise. Warrior 1. Open. Warrior 2. Straighten your right knee. Cock out your left hip. All right, so you straighten your right knee, but then stick your left hip out. And as you stick your left hip out, your right fingertips go a little bit forward. And keep lengthening your hip away from you as you reach forward, so hips back, feeling a lot of length, especially on the left side, Trikonasana triangle. And try to keep that length, right? So now your hand is on your leg, or maybe the floor or a block, depending on your flexibility. Use that leverage, use that bottom hand. You're not shoving into it, right? There's not a whole lot of weight on your bottom leg there, but use that to help gently send your crown of your head forward and your hips back. Think about space on the underside of your body as well. And then come on up. Wide-legged forward bend. Turn your feet parallel or even a little bit pigeon-toed. Keep your arms out. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift your heart. Engage your quads here. Engage your core. Bow. And grab onto whatever you want with your hands. Maybe you just put your hands down. A couple of breaths. We're not holding this for 2 minutes. You have a headstand practice and it's safe for you. You might do a headstand here. Kind of get. You're in a headstand, come on down and engage your core. Bring your hands to your waist, your hips, elbows toward each other behind you. Rise up with a flat back. Extend your arms out. Warrior 2 to the front of your mat. Flip your right palm. Reverse warrior just because it feels good. And helicopter down. Make your way to plank. Chaturanga. Up. Dog. Down dog. Lift your left leg up. Bring it through. Warrior 1. Open warrior 2. Straighten your left knee this time. And then the same thing. Cock your right hip out and start to reach, reach, reach your left arm forward as you continue to press back through your hips. So maybe you're feeling a nice stretch in the upper right side of your torso here, and then you tilt. And maybe you use the leverage of your bottom hand. I always say to roll open, and that too, but to continue creating that length. So a teeny bit of pressure in your left leg here, encouraging the crown of your head to continue reaching forward and your hip reaching back. And come on up. Feet parallel again. Clasp your hands behind your back. Squeeze your palms together. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Open and then bow, letting your hands come off your back as high as they will toward the floor behind you. And then, the moment you've all been waiting for, if you heard me say frog pose at the beginning, you might have gone, oh God, not frog pose. Yes, frog pose. So, release your hands. Keep your feet about where they are. Frog pose is a little bit like a child's pose. So bring your knees down as if you're going to do a wide child's pose. But I don't know if you can see, if you're looking at me, my feet are... I'm trying to keep my feet behind my knees, wide here. Try to keep my feet behind my knees, and my toes are pointing out. And then, what you want to do is maybe widen your knees even more, as much as you can, keeping your feet out, and then come on down. Some people can lay flat on the ground here. If possible, support your head and breathe. Frog is a really, really intense posture. We're not holding this for 2 minutes, I promise you, but breathe. And as always, please don't limit what this posture looks like for you based on my body. I have seen people in frog pose basically in like a full split, and their torso is laying on the ground. So if that's in your body's repertoire, then go ahead and do it. All right, so the way we're going to get out of this is kind of how we came into it. The first time I ever did this posture, the way I got out of it was by crawling forward onto my belly and releasing. So if you need to do that, go ahead and do that and then just join us. But if you can, sort of push back up into the posture we began in, which was a wide-legged forward fold. And rise up. Shift your hips a little bit. If you need to, turn your left foot out. Warrior 2, don't forget. 1 reverse warrior. If it feels good. And then helicopter down. High plank. Low plank, up dog, and hold this. Hold this, push into your hands, pull your shoulders back and your heart forward. And feel the opening in the front of your body here. And then down dog. Drop your knees. Separate your feet wider than hips. And we're going to take Hero Virasana for 1 minute. So, on the clock, oh, I can't find the clock, here it is. Either stay here or begin to come back onto maybe your elbows, maybe all the way onto your back. If you can lay down flat all the way on your right, clasp opposite elbow overhead. So again, breathe and let your body soften. Let the amount of time you stay in the posture be the juice that opens. The lubricant is your breath. Using your muscle of patience. Seconds. Check in with, ooh, that went so fast, or oh my God, I thought it was 15 years. Just check in. And then wherever you are, begin to come up. So if you're on your back, wherever you are, come on up. Make your way to hands and knees. Shake out one leg and then the other. And then cross your feet, or just however you want to get to a seated position. And we're going to do seated figure 4 instead of pigeon today. So have your right foot flat, your knee bent, and bring the sole of your left foot, I mean your ankle. Bring your left ankle on top of your right knee. Flex your foot. I'll give you a couple of positions here. So if you're really wide here, maybe if you're like way stretched out and you're feeling something, good. You made it. That's what we want. But if you're not feeling anything, especially in your right glute, thigh area, then tighten the posture up. So maybe walk your hands closer to your butt. Maybe walk your butt closer to your right foot on the floor. Keep your heart open. Keep pushing your knee forward, just energetically. Breathe. This is a version of pigeon. Hitting the same muscles, really. And by the way, so's frog. It just doesn't feel anywhere near as good for most people. When I was doing yoga teacher training, my roommate actually fell asleep. Barry Baptiste was reading us an extremely long, like I think he read a chapter of a book. Bring your hands back if they weren't already, and come into a one-legged tabletop. Try to let your knee drop open. Try to bring your butt up as high as you can. Try to get into a flat line. And then come on down, and we're going to do a seated twist. So keep your feet pretty much where they are. Take your right foot and tuck it in by your left glute. Sit up with the sole of your left foot on the floor outside your right thigh. Bring your left hand behind you. Lift your right arm up and twist. I already kind of did because I was facing the computer, but try to use a little bit of oomph from your back hand, but really try to originate the twist from your torso, your muscles, and then when you're ready, let your elbow hooks onto your thigh. Maybe you keep your head, your chin in line with your chest. Maybe you look over your left shoulder. And then release, perhaps a gentle twist to the opposite direction. And let's switch sides. So bring the soles of your feet back, and this time your right ankle on top of your left knee. And again, if you're feeling something, you're there. You don't need to, you don't want to go into fight or flight. But if you need to move further in the posture in order to feel something, maybe you make those adjustments that I was suggesting before, kind of tightening everything up. And if you notice, I'm up on my fingertips, because that's what feels best for me at the beginning of this posture. Keep breathing. All right, so Baron Baptiste got all 100 teacher training boot camp people together, into frog pose. And I'm kidding you not. I'm pretty sure he was reading us a chapter of a book that was probably supposed to be inspirational, but I think that really is for us to have to move through our, bleep you, Baron, what the heck, are you ever going to stop talking and get us out of this posture? Some version of maybe not. Maybe we'll spend our entire lives in this posture. How can I relax into this moment? And it was challenging. It's a very challenging posture for a lot of people. Walk your hands back. One-legged tabletop, reverse tabletop. Try to keep your knee opening. Let the weight of your thigh kind of help open a little bit more. Come on down and a twist. So take your left foot, tuck it in. Sole of your right foot comes to the floor on the outside of your left thigh. Bring your right hand behind your back. Left arm up, turn, and twist. And isn't that really the point of any yoga practice? Right? We put ourselves into challenging positions, and we see how we show up. Reverse open twist. And then unwind your feet. Come on back to center. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Palms together, reach forward. If you want, you can spend a moment here in Paschimottanasana, or just continue rolling down. Try to take it really, really slow onto your back. And then you're in Shavasana. Final resting. Close arms alongside your body, palms facing up. Maybe walk your shoulder blades toward each other underneath your back. And that's probably going to widen your arms out a little bit. And just be heavy. Rest here. Let the postures go. Let your body assimilate the practice. Try to stay present here in Shavasana for a few moments. I will talk you out of this posture. If you need to go exactly at 1, it's exactly at 1 right now. But otherwise, you guys, we've been here about a minute. For 1 more minute. And then I'll talk you out of it. But give yourself this minute. 1 more minute, which isn't even a whole minute anymore, to just rest. Do not need to think about anything except the in and out of your breath, maybe some awareness on my voice. Be soft, be open. Right? The more rigid we are, think about anything that's rigid, that's brittle. It breaks easily. But the things that have some sway, some softness, some suppleness are a lot more giving. And especially in these times. Are we going to go back to work May 15th? Are we going to go back to work in August? And we just don't know. Should we wear masks? Should we be afraid of our neighbors who don't? We need to be soft. We need to cultivate resilience. Begin to bring movement back into your fingers, your toes, maybe turning your wrists and ankles around a little bit. Head perhaps rolls side. Come on up to a seated position. whatever seated position you like. And please come to a moment of gratitude. Whatever it is that you feel grateful for. And I know sometimes it's hard. So maybe be grateful that the sun is out. However small it is. I am, as always, grateful to you guys for showing up. Grateful to GOCA and its director, Daisy McGowan, for supporting this and helping promote this. Grateful for you giving yourself this time. Namaste. See you next week. Same time. Same place. I don't know about for you guys. Have a great rest of your day.